Halloween's approaching, I want to ask you guys about my favorite holiday. It's always been known as my favorite holiday. It's Halloween. Do you guys love Halloween or what?
We love Halloween. Halloween's the best ever.
Alright, so I'm gonna ask you a slew of some of your favorite Halloween-themed things. First off, what is each of your favorite Halloween costumes that you've ever dressed up as?
I'm into zombies, so I've done like the zombie thing a bunch. I say unfortunately because I'm just not that creative when it comes to costumes. Seb's done a bunch. She's been a mermaid. You've been a treasure troll. That one was ridiculous.
But I think my favorite actually that took the cake, I remember winning like the best costume in my school because I dressed up as a mummy, but not only was I a creepy mummy, I also had a sarcophagus that I like rigged up so that it would walk around with me that had a door that would open and shut, and I did it all up like King Tut's tomb kind of vibe. And
I was Justin Bieber, Zombie Bieber. That's what I was.
No, last year you did a Zombie Bieber?
Yeah.
I was a killer clown last year. I got this really cool mask and it looked like makeup. It fit so well. People thought it was really freaky, so I like that one.
I think our favorite thing, Jess, is my favorite thing to do is to literally make every time that we make a Sumo Cyco video, my wonderful bandmates dress up in the craziest costumes that probably is not the most fun for you guys, but a lot of fun for me because I get to watch you get tortured while I tell you to run around like a crazy clown or...
No, my God.
Pretty much all our videos are like dressing up for Halloween for these guys.
Well, that's exactly true. Like, when you guys debuted on Rec Radio, you guys brought us Interceptor, which was released around Halloween, am I correct?
Yeah.
You had some killer clowns in that video. Is there anything that really scares you guys? Like, does anybody have like an actual crazy fear for talking about Halloween and scary stuff?
I think clowns, that's half the reason. Like, myself, I'm a huge horror buff fan. I've got lots of horror DVDs with clowns and stuff, but I think a clown is a very scary thing, and not that it hasn't been done before. We're just paying homage to that stuff. We don't try to think we're necessarily original. But that is definitely a creepy thing to me. That's kind of why I remember us going like, let's pick what we're going to get with characters. I think clowns was just that kind of thing, but I think there's some kids that just no matter what have that freakiness of what's behind the character. That's me at least.
Mine is, speaking of that, is kids. Little kids that just stare at you too long, you know? Those are the ones that children of the corn kind of thing.
Corn kids.
No,
stares at me, I'm like,
dressed like clowns. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, go that extra.
Kids that are dressed like clowns too much.
Dressed like clowns, man.
Yeah.
That freaks me out.
I had this really crazy dream like a couple nights ago about like, did you ever hear about like the rats that if they like live together they start becoming like a king rat where all their tails get
rat
like,
king.
Yeah, get like all mixed up and they can't like separate each other from each other and it turns into just a ball of rat. It's freaky.
So if we're talking about like fears, one thing that I love about Halloween is like the scare houses, the haunted attractions. Do you guys have a favorite like haunted house, haunted attraction that you guys have been to in the past?
Well, they have a big one here at Canada's Wonderland. They have Halloween haunts, and it's the entire amusement park. They change into like everything's creepy. So I have a few friends that have actually on my like Facebook. They are some of the haunters, you would say. So they're the people that dress up, and they definitely keep a tally of how many people they've made scream or, you know, run out, so they're like scared enough to like leave the haunted house. So they've kept a tally of how many people have peed their pants.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they kind of like compare with each other of like who is the most scary compared to like the other person, depending on how many people they were able to scare. We
have a similar thing at Kennywood. It's called Fright Night, so that you can ride on the roller coasters as well as walk around with terrible scary monsters, and there's tons of like haunted houses you walk through.
It can get violent though when they scare you. If they scare you wrong, you end up lashing out.
Yeah, sometimes when you're walking through the parks, you see some of your most terrible nightmares. So, like stuff that you've seen out of a horror movie. And while we're talking about horror movies, do you guys have any favorite scary movies for this holiday?
I mean, just from knowing you, I'd say the original Evil Dead.
Yeah, original to this day. Like when I was 15 years old, I dropped a bunch of shrooms, and I went with a bunch of friends, and we watched The Evil Dead. I'd heard about this ridiculous movie that is, if you're, you know, on shrooms at that age, can be a terrifying experience. And since that day, I thought that was the most incredible horror movie, and the way they made it, I thought it was awesome. So I really got into the research. I don't do shrooms
I
anymore.
was not on shrooms and I watched it, and it's still scary.
Gotcha.
I like Creep Show, the whole series, all of them are awesome.
Yeah, I like
old school, but they're amazing. That just is fantastic.
So on Wrecked Radio this season, and probably in years past, we love to put Halloween songs of the days up on the website every day leading up to Halloween, including Where Do We Go by Sumo Cyco, which you guys released last year around Halloween. Oh yeah. And so what I want to know is, on our list we included a lot of like Halloween soundtracks, like scary soundtracks like from The Crow and The Lost Boys, and Rocky Horror Picture Show. We also included like Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson, stuff like that. Is there any artists or tracks that you listen to specifically around this Halloween season?
You nailed Rob Zombie. I listen to Rob Zombie a lot, so you nailed Rob Zombie one. That one I listen to a lot.
Pet Cemetery, Ramones.
Oh yeah.
That was always Halloween to me.
That's a good
Thriller,
track.
Michael Jackson. Come on.
Oh, come on, that's so obvious.
Thriller,
It's
Michael
so
Jackson.
good though. It's so good. Misfits, man. Misfits are
I don't listen to them, no.
I don't know if they'd be.
Listen to them.
War, of course.
War! Yes! That's a good call!
Well.
Oh man, I could go to town on those guys. That sounds really weird.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of War. I've got like out of their 12 or 15 records, I've got about 7 of them. So you can play some, anything from War. Maggots is a great track. You can find that one. I love that track from War.
All right, so we know you like Guar very, very much. We have one more Halloween question for you guys, and it is, what is your favorite Halloween candy?
I would say anything chocolate for me.
I want that gross nougat in the orange waxy. I like that. I don't know why.
When I was a kid and I used to go out trick-or-treating, I was so stoked when I would come to a door and somebody gave me a bag of chips or a pop. Pop, I would lose my mind if I got a pop. I was like, oh my god. So then I would go with my buddies and we'd trade costumes and go back to the same house like 4 times and get a bunch of pops for that. So I I wasn't a chocolate guy, but give me a bag of, I get a good bag of chips and a pop. Oh man, that's a good Halloween treat right there.
For me, it's sour keys. I love sour keys.
Thank you guys for all of your awesome Halloween answers and all the new information about your new music and new video. Peace, love, rock and roll. Thanks so much, guys. Happy Halloween!